Hey guys, welcome back, and today, this video is just about, game controllers. Keep in mind, I got this idea from Scott the Wise, shout out to him. In this video, I'm gonna cover game controllers. I'm gonna divide them into categories, wired and wireless, and also first party and third party. And I'm also going to be including, 2 plug-and-plays, so, yeah. Let's start first with the wired controllers. Now, obviously, I only have one first-party wire controller, and it's the Atari joystick. I know these things can get tangled. Here's a wire controller. It is a controller that has a wire that you plug straightly into a console. This is the Atari joystick, as you can see. This is a joystick that's included with the Atari Flashback 3. It can also be seen on the Atari 2600. This is a wired controller. Now you might be noticing what type of connector this thing uses. Well, it's actually a 9-pin controller. This is the 9-pin controller port. Now you plug it in like this, and then when you turn this thing on, this is the power one, then you can directly control. Now there's only 2 players. There is player 1 and player 2. There's no 4 players. There's only 2. On the original Atari, 2600, the controller ports were at the back, but now they are at the front. Now this is supposed to represent the original Atari 2600, but it's digital, so that means it removes the needs for cartridges. I'm not going to talk about consoles, not yet. I'm not going to talk about consoles in this video. I'm talking about the controllers. I'm only going to talk about the controllers. Now I'm also going to be rating them or how well they are. Now, obviously, you have this little stick here, and you also have one button. So, yeah. Now, this is a first-party controller. This falls under the wired category and also the first-party category because it is Atari. This is a first-party controller. I'm going to talk about first party I'm going to talk about first party and third party in a bit. But right now I'm focused on wired. Now wireless. Now this is an Xbox. This is the Xbox control that I usually use for my Xbox One. It's a Series S controller, as you can see. Now this is wired. This is wireless, so it communicates with my Xbox One. However, this thing has Bluetooth. It doesn't use the it doesn't use the signal that the Xbox One controller uses. It doesn't use that anymore. It uses Bluetooth instead. Now, you may be noticing why this controller is advanced from that Atari controller is that it has 2 analog sticks. It has more buttons. It has a D-pad. It has analog triggers. It has shoulder buttons, which are digital. It has a USB-C port, as you can see. On the original Xbox controller, it was micro USB, but USB-C is a lot more common. Now, obviously, I don't like USB-C on Apple iPhones because it just looks ridiculous. I prefer the Apple Lightning cable. Now, I will get to chargers in a bit. I will get to chargers in another video, but my channel is mainly focused on gaming. I will start a chat channel soon. I will start my chat tech channel soon. If you stay tuned in, I'm gonna be starting it on. I'm gonna start it on October. Which is next month. I'm going to start on October the 8th. I'm going to start my chat channel on October the 8th. It's going to be called Scannerite Magnolia Galaxy Tech. But it doesn't include the PG-30. It's just Scannerite Magnolia Galaxy Tech. However, I could abbreviate it to Scannerite Tech. So yeah. Now there is the view and menu button. There's also a capture button right here, which was not originally on the original Xbox One controller because it wasn't implemented into there. There's this like home. This is the Xbox Sky button. This is used to control the controller. This is used to power on the controller, and it also, when you turn on the controller, it also turns on the Xbox like that. As you can see, you may have heard that. I'm gonna turn it off. It's a pretty cool feature. I really like that. Now you can't obviously do that on the PlayStation 2. It's because you have to press the power button in order to get it to turn on. And this is a first party controller, by the way. This falls under the category wireless and first party. Now technically I'm focused on wireless and wired first. But anyways, this is a first-party controller made by Microsoft. As you can see, there's the Xbox button, there's the Xbox logo, and there's an Xbox logo right here. Now I'm moving on to first-party and third-party controllers. Now, you may notice this is a third-party controller because it has the Xbox symbol right here and also the Xbox logo with the font right here. And also has this little old jack right here that is originally used on the Xbox One. Original Xbox controller before this 3.5 millimeter jack came out. Now, obviously, they use, for some reason, they decided to use millimeters. I'm in the US, so I used the customary system. So it would probably be in inches. I'm gonna have to ask Alexa for this. Alexa, how much is 3.5 millimeters in inches?
33.5 millimeters is about 1.319 inches.
Alexa, how much is 3.5 millimeters in inches?
3.5 millimeters is about 0.138 inches.
It's 0 and in millimeters and inches, it would be 0.138 inches. Yeah, according to Alexa. As you can see, Alexa, I don't want to call her name, but my Echo Dot's over there. Now you may notice there's this like, thing right here. This is, this was the previous thing to this little 3.5 millimeter jack. Or you could say in inches that is 0.138 inches. Now inches is the smallest unit in the customary system in the measurement, like length. Anyways, yeah. Oh, I forgot. There's also a sync button, so that way you can, whenever you're using, like, when you're, let's say if you got a new controller, and your old controller that still works, but it doesn't want to sync properly, you can sync this new controller. You can press the sync button as well as the sync button in the console, and you press it, like, you hold it down for, I'm pretty sure, about 15 seconds, and then you let it go, and it will sync to the console, and that way you can start playing games again. Sometimes these controllers might have syncing issues, which is on this controller right here. This is a third-party controller, by the way. You notice it's not have this Xbox button because obviously they don't want to get sued for that, and also the Xbox logo is missing here. They replaced the Xbox button with they replaced the Xbox logo with a menu that has a little house right here. I don't know why. Now obviously you notice this port. You notice that this port right here. This port has that port is removed, and the 3.5 millimeter jack has moved to here. Just like on the Xbox 360, I will show you. This one's on the left, and this one's in the middle, which is just like the Xbox 360. This allows you to have more grip. Now you may notice that this is a third-party controller. It's not a first-party controller. Now what the heck does third-party mean? Well, third-party products are products that are not made by the original company. They're made by different companies. Obviously, this one is from Amazon, and it's third party, obviously. And it's cheaper. It doesn't have that snappy thing. It says wireless controller for Xbox One. Made in China, of course it is. Its model is VR07. Kind of gives me that James Bond vibes. You know James Bond. He is the main character of GoldenEye 007, and his agent number is 007, which they particularly chose that. Now, what the heck is? You may be wondering, what the heck is first party? Well, first party products are products that are actually made by the company that produces them. They're not third-party products, they're first-party products. And, for example, this is a first-party product because it's the Xbox button. And this is a first-party controller because it's made by Microsoft. It has that awesome click to it. very awesome click. You can, yeah, there's the D-pad right here, I forgot to mention. It has this battery pack on the 360. It was a little bit annoying, but it was like summarized and it was moved to here, which is a very good advantage. Now, obviously, I don't have a Xbox 360 controller. I don't have, because I don't have an Xbox 360. I only have an Xbox One. Now we're moving on from the first-party controllers to third-party controllers. Now this is a third-party controller, obviously, since it doesn't have that Sony and DualShock 2 logo. And this is a wireless controller. You may notice it's blinking because I do have batteries in there. These are pretty good quality. They have that satisfying click. This may look like a PlayStation 4 controller, but for the PS2. Now, obviously, you may notice there's no ports on this thing, because this thing has no ports. The Xbox One controller has a port. This is the controller that I use my Xbox One. As you notice, it is missing that little rubber cap there. There's USB-C. There's this like old mono jack port for the for when you're using original Xbox One controller. It's this 3.5 millimeter jack. Now, obviously, this doesn't have any ports because I don't know why. PlayStation 2 controllers don't have ports. Now, obviously, you may notice that this is a little bit different from the PlayStation 2 DualShock controller because it's different. It's not wired. It's wireless. Now, obviously, this won't connect to the console. This won't obviously connect to the console. Like with the Xbox One, you have to use a receiver, which is you obviously. Hold on. You obviously have to use these receivers right here. This allows this allows this console. Allows this controller to sync to this one. Now, which is a disadvantage because with wireless PlayStation 2 controllers, obviously they don't connect to the console itself because it wasn't. I'm trying to see here. It wasn't usually like that. Because when the PlayStation 3 came out, it connected to console automatically. You didn't have to use a receiver, but with the PlayStation 2, when you're using a third-party PlayStation 2 wireless controller, you have to use these receivers. It doesn't connect to the console automatically. You need to use these receivers in order for it to connect. So, yeah. Now, you may notice this D-pad is a bit different because this is not a normal PlayStation D-pad. This is like a third-party D-pad. Now, this controller is made by Pelican Predator. It's a wireless controller. Now, there is a wired version of this, but I don't have it. But I can't show you screens of it, but you can look it up online. I might get one soon. You might notice there's no A, B, X, Y. Instead, there is circles, X, square, and triangle, which is the PlayStation buttons. Now, obviously, Xbox uses the A, B, X, Y format, just like Nintendo does. And PlayStation decided to go with the shapes, with square, which circle, square, and with circle, square, and triangle being shapes. There's the X button. Now these obviously have meanings. This, like when I watch a flat light video, the triangle means what direction you're heading. The square meaning as just against menu, like a piece of paper. And the circle and X buttons means yes and no. Now you may notice something is a little bit different, and instead of like LB and RB, there's L1 and R1 instead of LT and RT. There's L2 and R2 because PlayStation decided to do that. Nintendo did something different, obviously, and there is L3 and R3, which you can click with the joysticks. Now, obviously, Xbox doesn't have a name for it, but you just press it down. I think they should name those two LM and RM because that would make sense. Now, obviously, you may notice that these two analog sticks are centered because PlayStation decided to go with that. Unlike the Xbox controller, which has some offset, even on the Nintendo Switch, they're also offset. Now, obviously, Nintendo decided to copy the Xbox offset joystick format, offset analog stick format. It started with the Nintendo GameCube and ended with the Switch. Now, obviously, the Nintendo Switch 2 is coming out. It is revealed, and it's going to be released on March the 31st, 2025. I'm not worried about that right now. Yeah. You have your important buttons, you have your classic PlayStation buttons, you have your D-pad, which is not the PlayStation D-pad, you have an analog button. Now, obviously, when you connect the receiver, when you put the receiver into the controller port and you have to put batteries into, you have to put the receiver into the controller port on the PS2, then you have to insert some batteries, and you press the analog button to get it working. Now that is similar to the Xbox One, is where when you turn the console on, when you turn the console on, and then you can then you press the controller to turn it on. It's kind of similar to that, but this doesn't require a receiver because it has it has Bluetooth, so it will connect to my Xbox One. But however, this can't because it's only designed for the PlayStation 2. Here's the battery pack behind here. This requires 2 AA batteries, just like the Xbox One controller. Like I said, there is a wired version of it that doesn't have the battery pack. That doesn't require batteries. You can automatically connect it to the console. You can automatically it will instantly start working once you're connected to the console. We have start and select on the Xbox controller. There's view and menu buttons because Xbox went on the 360. You had the start and back buttons, but those buttons were replaced by view and menu buttons. Now there's an analog button right here, which allows you to turn on the analog when it's red. That means red and green. That means you can use the analog sticks. But when you turn the analog off, that means you have to use the D-pad, which is cool. Now, obviously, I will get to consoles in the next video, which is coming out today. So yeah. And I'm also going to be focusing on unique designs. I will get into the handhelds a bit. I will get onto the handhelds. Actually, this video was covering about the controllers and the consoles too. This video is covering about the controllers and the consoles. And even handhelds and plug and plays. So, yeah. Now this is a plug and play, as you can see. Didn't mean to do that. Now this is the Pac-Man plug and play. This is the Pac-Man controller plug and play. If you don't know what plug and plays are, they're basically like controllers that you plug into your TV. And they don't require a AC adapter to work. You just plug them into your TV, and then you hit the switch and it fully turns on. Now, most plug and plays use composite cables or AV cables, but some of them, I'm not sure. Some of them use HDMI, but some of them might. Now, you may know what AV is. It stands for audio visual or audio video. Now this yellow connector is this is the video output, and this white one is the audio output. Now keep in mind, I won't cover RF, AV, and also HDMI in this video. I will cover them on my tech channel, which is coming soon, by the way. So yeah. Now this is just like the Atari joystick. It's just like the Atari joystick. It's like it has this little joystick where you move around. It has more buttons. It has 2 buttons instead of 1. There's B and A, and there's obviously a switch. I'm not talking about my Nintendo Switch Lite right now, but there's a switch to turn off the system, turn off the plug and play. The circle means off, and this little L, this little line means on. So yeah, and also too, like there's like a compartment you can store something in here. For some reason it's like shaped like a 1. I don't know. You can like store something in there. Like for example, if you like run out of batteries. For example, if you want to put extra batteries in here without worrying how to go downstairs and ask for batteries, you can just put them in here. Then you can unscrew and replace the batteries if they go dead. Now, obviously, I will go over 2 of them. I forgot to mention about the rip-off controllers that I have. So yeah, that was the Pac-Man plug and play. Now, I'm pretty sure that comes with it comes with, like, I'm pretty sure maybe 8 or 6 Pac-Man games. I don't know. You could correct me in the comments to see how much it has, but I'm pretty sure it comes with 8 games. Now, obviously, let's move on to the My Arcade Game Station 360. Now, obviously, I did damage this, but it still works fine. As you can see, this piece is missing because I did damage this. And also this little blue light is like this little blue thing is missing, but I don't have to worry about that. And I can see all the circuit board in there. As you can see, there's a circuit board in there. Now all controllers have circuit boards. So yeah, including these cheap fake ones. Now, obviously, I'm not sure if this is a ripoff of the original Xbox controller, but I think it might be one. It is also massive, but not as massive as the original Xbox controller. Now this is a plug and play, similar to Pac-Man. This comes with 300 games in one. I always call this like a rip-off I always call this a rip-off because you know it plays games that sometimes it plays games that are like built into the system, like the Atari Flashback 3 and just like that. There's also a switch to power off the plug and play, to switch the power on and off the plug and play. Now obviously there's reset, start, there's A and B, but you may notice that it's missing, is that you may notice it's missing the X and the X and the Y buttons, and those are replaced by turbo buttons. Those allow you to go more faster. There's obviously this crappy D-pad, which is I'm not a fan of. When I damage it, it could only respond to hard presses, and when I selected the game, it just didn't want to respond. I had to keep on resetting all the time. This thing is crap. I do not like this thing. This is the Dream Gear. Now, obviously, this requires three AAA batteries for the main controller and two AAA batteries for the paddle. Now, obviously, I don't have a paddle because it's missing. This is the Dream Gear controller. This is a ripoff of the classic PlayStation controller. It doesn't have analog sticks, and it has this Super Nintendo D-pad. This doesn't fit on a bootlegged controller. Now, obviously, this is wired. I tried to hook up to my PlayStation 2, and apparently it didn't want to do something. I'm pretty sure this controller doesn't want to function at all because, you know, USB-C connector is bent, so that's why it probably won't be able to function properly. Now, the end of this controller is USB-A, which is typically, you know, I forgot. There's also a USB A control. This USB-A port back here. Now this is only used for this controller right here. Now obviously the paddle is wireless. Now obviously I'm missing the paddle. I don't know why. Obviously I hope I could replace this thing. There's also this big blue orb select button. There's reset and start. Now they did carve out a slot for the triggers, but they didn't put them in because they don't want to get sued by Microsoft. So they just avoid doing that. Now I would call this the bootlegged Microsoft Xbox, the Microsoft original Xbox controller, because just how cheap it is. Now this is the Dream Gear. Now it does have select and start. Now if I like put my finger in here, they are a bit squishy. Now obviously they're not like the select is like not like an arrow. And start is the circle. Now obviously I don't have enough time to do that because my Chromebook is going to run out of space. So I'm probably going to have to maybe not end this video, but I will have to. I'm going to have to upload this video to YouTube. I'm not going to cover about the consoles in this video. I'm only covering about the controllers, plug and plays. Now you may notice that. Hold on. Let me get this controller right here. Now, obviously, as you can see, this is a third-party controller, like I said. I don't have a PS2 controller, official PS2 controller with me because I don't. Now, obviously, as you can see, these buttons are not labeled, and they're like put in a square shape. They're like put in like a square like shape instead of the diamond shape for some reason. But there's still circles, but this thing is just cheap. And also it has this like big like triangular stick right here. I don't know what it's for. And if you look around to the back, you can see what model it is. You can see what company produced it, and you can see the serial number right there. This thing is cheap. I feel like I could just pull it apart, but I'm not going to do that. Now I have no idea, but anyways, well guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, like and subscribe. Stay fire, Storm Squad.